Hey, how did you sleep last night? Did you sleep at all? Did you get 4 hours, 10 hours, no hours? Some people think as we age, we need a lot less sleep, but I'm here to tell you that's not true. Because if I didn't sleep at all last night and I got in front of the camera today, none of us would be very happy. So why don't you stay tuned because our guest today is going to tell us all about getting a good night's sleep and why it's important. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. Hey, Mary Beth, how are you today?
Good, Andrea. I'm very good. I actually had a great night's sleep last night.
Good to know.
Yes, we can all gauge, I think, how we handle ourselves first thing in the morning, and that is all dependent upon that good night's sleep. So,
or not, yeah.
Right? Yes, or not, exactly. So let's jump into it with Vinny. So Vinny, we're happy to have you back. Vinny Smith is with Braven Health. He's a community health educator. So good morning, Vinny.
Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Mary Beth. How are you?
Good morning, Vinny. And how did you sleep last night?
I slept like a knocked out drunken sailor. I never woke up.
Wow.
And then everything was good. I was ready to go to work. I only needed one coffee this morning instead of 3.
Well, let me just first say, a knocked out drunken sailor. I have not heard that expression in a very long time, but now I've got the visual. Thank you for that.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, let's like Mary Beth said, let's just jump into the sleep thing. Mary Beth, you want to get us started?
Yeah. So again, I think that misconception of how many hours we all need of sleep is probably the first question we probably should address.
Oh, I'll be happy to answer that because that is a misnomer when it comes to senior citizens or anybody, okay, for that matter. As we are younger, especially infants, you think they sleep 22 out of 24 hours a day. And then as we gradually grow older, it seems that sleep is still a good commodity. I can remember many days as a teenager not wanting to get out of the bed on a Saturday until 10:30, 11:30.
Right.
Sometimes even 12. But now at our age, we seem to think we have this fear that we don't need as much sleep. And in reality, we need that good solid sleep for a plethora of reasons. And I'll be going over all of them with you. So the idea is that we need more sleep. Basically, you must remember what sleep does for us. First of all, it refreshes us for the next day. Our bodies actually heal themselves the best when we're at sleep. The body grows, okay, as an adolescent, young person, when you're still in the growth stage during sleep, all right? And I'm sure some of you remember when kids had the pains in their legs.
The growing pains.
We may not get those pains anymore at night while we're sleeping, but we still might have some discomfort if we're arthritic or something along those lines. But that's a different subject for a different day. What we have to remember is that we have to re-energize, replenish our bodies. And the best time to do that is during a good, sound sleep. What we have to do at night is create an atmosphere to do.
Right.
We also have to do something during the day. First of all, those folks that like to take a nap, if you take a nap 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, not good. You have disrupted a sleep pattern. What you're doing is that you're taking sleep away from you during the night when you should be asleep. You have to take a nap because you're very tired or overly tired. Take it early in the afternoon. Take it like 1 o'clock, 1:30, and never anything more than 45 minutes. If you go over 45 minutes, you now entered actually what you call the sleep zone. You're taking away from that night's sleep. So you don't want to do that. You also want to make sure that your atmosphere is right for the proper amount of sleep. Okay, your proper amount of sleep is 7 to 8 hours, not 4 or 5 hours, 7 to 8 hours. And the situation is that let's start off with what we need to do to have good sleep. So I'll go into that next. To have good sleep during the day, again, like if you want to take a nap, take it early in the day, nothing more than the amount of time that I've already said. But try not to take a nap. You don't really need a nap. You may want to sit down and rest for a few minutes. You may want to relax a few minutes, but naps are not the greatest thing in the world for you when it comes to your full sound sleep at night. What you also want to do during the day to help you sleep is don't be a couch potato. Get off that couch. Get out there and do some physical
Right,
exercise.
get out there and move. Yeah,
Physical activity. Physical activity is just making the body move with some light resistance, whatever you can handle, okay? That helps you with getting a good sound sleep at night. If you sit there and you're not doing anything, your body is basically shutting down on you. You're alive, you're breathing, you're seeing, you're hearing, you might be talking, might even be reading, but your body is not doing anything. The consequence, what happens is that at night, your body is going to react poorly to that. So you have to have some physical activity. You also have to have interest in things because your sleep has a lot of connection to your brain. If you're a nervous and uptight person and you worry too much, that will affect your sleep. I've done things for us before, the old what me worry trick when it comes to stress. If you go to bed at night and you have been stressed out during the day, you need to de-stress before you even think about going to bed. And de-stressing it is getting rid of that stress that's in your body, in your mind. Relax, breathe. Deep breathing will help a lot with that. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Or you may want to do something like yoga and things like that to help your body get ready for sleep. It's good for you. And it's also good for your sleep. Okay. You also now want to remember that there are certain things that if you eat improperly will affect your sleep.
right.
You get all sugared up, you're going to stay sugared up. Even when you lay down in that bed at night and you want to go to sleep, you're still going to have that high concentration of the sugar in your body that's going to cause too much energy that's really false energy, but it will affect your brain. Okay, so you want to eat your 3 meals a day and you never want to eat a late meal. If you eat at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that's great. Eat properly. If you start eating later, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, now that's going to affect you more because your body's not having enough time to digest that food. And what's happening, your brain is saying, hey, you want me to go to sleep or do you want me to work on the digestive process of your body? Your brain gets a little confused. That will interrupt your sleep. Okay. Now, if you have dinner, let's say at 5:30 and you have a good, nice, balanced diet dinner, now, what do you usually have to drink with it? Oh, wait a minute. I think I'll have a half a bottle of wine with my pasta tonight. Not good. Alcohol is not a good thing for you to sleep. A lot of people say that, well, you get drunk and you fall asleep. Well, that's not falling asleep. That's like,
That's passing out.
Yeah.
yeah, that's passing out. Yeah, it's passing out. It's
The
actually
drunken sailor thing returns. Yes.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that you can actually overdose on alcohol. And if you pass out from it, you are one step away from that. But the idea is that health education changes all the time. Years ago, they said, don't drink at all, no alcohol. Then they came out a few years ago and said, 1 glass of wine would be very good for your heart. And it would be. And now they say even 2 glasses of wine is good for your heart. And yes, it is. But that's where you stop. Okay. No more than those 2 glasses, and preferably maybe only 1. If you have more than that, let's say you have a glass of wine with your pasta meal, and then you sit and watch TV and you start snacking and you start having a couple of beers with it, that alcohol will deter a sound sleep. Try not to drink any alcohol after dinner. All right. If you do, you're just not going to have a good night's sleep. That's what's going to happen. So try not to do that. Now, of course, there's going to be times when you're going to be at a wedding and it's a late reception or something like that. If we ever get together again and have those things. But the idea is that try to limit that alcohol after dinner because that does not help. You also may want to remember too, that when it comes time to laying down and going to sleep, you want to be stress-free. Do that breathing technique I taught you a little bit earlier, breathing in deeply for 2 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds. Do that a number of times. Start to think about pleasant things. Don't think about the things that made you worry during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Stress-free as you can possibly be before you lay down in that bed, okay? That will help you get a good night's sleep. The other thing that you have to remember is that you have to have a setting that is, let's start with the bed.
That's conducive to sleeping.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of people, They like rock hard beds and sleep well. That's fine. That's okay for them. Others like very soft, cushiony type mattresses that helps them, and they sleep well. That's good. Find out what type of mattress is good for you. Okay, it's very, very important. Also, just for safety's sake, make sure that when you sit on the side of your bed, your feet can touch the floor. Okay, don't have one of those elevated beds that you gotta, parachute out of to get
Climb
up.
into.
That's just
We need a ladder to get in and
what
out
it
of it.
does
Yeah.
is it's going to cause a fall, and that's a different thing. The other part is that we sometimes forget that we do have to get up at night. Try to go to the bathroom, okay? Urinate and defecate if you can before you go to sleep, so it doesn't wake you up during the night, because your body will slow down, but some of the processes will still kick in, especially when it comes to urinate. The whole thing is that if you can empty your bladder before you lay down and go to bed, you're ahead of the ball game for a good night's sleep, okay?
Not going to wake up. Yeah.
Or your bowels, whichever you may do. What you also want to remember is that your room should be a certain way. We have these wonderful glasses, okay? I have to use them a lot now, okay? These are blue light blockers. That's from the laptops and those various electronic.
Smartphones, yeah.
Okay, try to use them, because that's during the day. At night, you put the laptop down 9 o'clock, okay, at least 2 hours before you go to sleep, because if not, what's going to happen is that the blue light actually prevents you from sleeping. It's a deterrent to sleeping, which comes out of your television or your laptop or your phone. All right. So if you're lying in bed, and also you got to remember that you're not even going to realize that. This is why I'm telling you. You got that phone on, you might be lying in a bed with your spouse, and he might be watching television, and you've got the phone in front of you, or vice versa. You're bombing each other with that blue light, and that is not a good thing. That deters sound sleep. Shut that stuff off, okay? Make a certain time of shutting that off, and then try and fall asleep, okay? It works a lot better. Try reading it, much better than watching the news. Who wants to watch the news going to bed at night now? All the news is going to do is stress you out and get you more aggravated. So shut your TV down in plenty of time. If you really want to watch news, watch that 10 o'clock news. If going to bed at 11 o'clock, shut it down early. Try to watch the 6 o'clock news instead. They're going to tell you the same lies.
Or better yet, don't even watch it.
I
You
try
really
not
want to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I try not to. But we do have to know what's going on sometimes. So the bottom line is that television or the phone or the laptop or the other electronics you have is not good just before you go to sleep, because that disturbs your brain.
Well, you know what, Vinny, when a lot of times when we do workshops and we talk about, with kids, parents are always concerned about establishing a bedtime routine for kids, because you want your kids to go off and have a good night's sleep. And the bedtime routine doesn't start 5 minutes before they go to bed. We need to do the same thing for us, establish
Absolutely.
a bedtime routine, which I'm sure will involve turning off the TV, don't bring your laptop to bed, etc. But we need to practice what we tell our children and our grandchildren. As adults, we need a bedtime routine.
Consistency is the key there.
Yeah.
If set a time that you want to go to sleep by. Right? You can set whatever time you want, but prepare for that.
Right. Prepare. Yeah.
Also, don't set it for 11 o'clock and you have to get up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You want to get at least 7 hours sleep. Eight would be ideal for us. Okay. So the idea is that you want to balance that time and try to be consistent with the time that you're going to sleep and the time you wake up. Now, a lot of us will wake up during the middle of the night. We have to learn to roll over and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a little hard, because there are other things in the bedroom that cause problems. For instance, if you're lying in the bed and you have your bed facing the door to the rest of the house, psychologically, you're wondering, as soon as you hear a little creak, you're looking out that door. What's going on? Who's out there? Is that lightning? Is that thunder? Your mind starts racing. Up it goes again. Well, you're not going to sleep well then. Don't face the door with your bed. Have the bed face away from it, okay? So you're not looking directly out to it. And also, and this is hard to do sometimes depending upon where your bedroom is and what type of house you have, don't have the bed facing the windows, okay? Especially if you have the bright sunlight that in the morning comes through the windows. That will wake you up. So you want to find a positioning of your bed where you're not looking directly out the door or directly out the windows. Okay, so you might have to move that bed around a little bit. Don't have bright, flashy colors in your bedroom. Have nice, soft color. That means a whole lot. I mean, you're going to go to bed with a bright yellow. Thinking about that, that excites you. That gets things moving. Okay, you want to have a pastel, a nice light blue or something like that. Anything that is soft and smoothing. If you have a radio clock or anything like that with lights on it, try to have it where it's not in your focus again. Okay,
Right.
You don't have to look at that.
You'll be staring at that the whole night. 301, 302, 303.
I've made that change and it has made a big difference.
I've done the same. Yep. I don't
So
have to see the clock.
You have to turn around and you have to make these adjustments in your bedroom. If you have to look, don't look out the door, but you have to look out the window directly at the foot of your bed, put up some curtains, put up some shades, some blinds. You don't need to see that morning sun. When you wake up, you're happy. That's why I do like sunrise better than sunset. Sunsets are pretty, but sunrise means it's another day for me. That's okay. When you wake up, if you wake up, you got your sunrise, whether you see it or not. You're up and alive and you're going to be going on with your life. But the whole idea is that we have to follow that path of health, which parallels the path of life. Sleep is part of our health. And to get that good sleep, we have to do those type of things. We have to make sure that we put ourselves in that position to have a good sleep. Now, you might be one of these people that are very, very stressed out. You might be worried about a lot of things, okay? Don't go reaching for over-the-counter stuff without talking to your doctor first. There are different types of brands that says so-and-so PM, okay? Are they sleep assisting? Yes, they are. Are they good for you on a consistent every day, every other day? They are not. There are some out there that actually will where you will be walking in your sleep, okay, because it does the exact opposite to you. Talk to your doctor first. Tell your doctor, I'm not having a good night's sleep. It's not consistent. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling worn up when I wake out in the morning. I need to caffeinate, 2-3 cups of coffee or tea in the morning. Talk to your doctor about that. You should be having a good night's sleep. You should be getting 7 to 8 hours, not less. So the doctor will then possibly give you a prescription that may assist you if you have a severe problem. Or if it's not severe, they may tell you a specific type of over-the-counter product that you can, but you have to make sure you follow the directions. I know there's one particular one, there's supposed to be 1 an hour before you go to sleep. If you take 2, say, well, 2 will help. It's got to be better than 1. No, that's not right. Follow the directions, because 2 will have you up walking in your sleep and doing strange things, and will overreact your brain, not soothing, okay? So you got to be very careful with them. So before you start using over-the-counter, you want to talk to your doctor about that, okay? But
can we also mention, Vinny, before anybody would even go to that level of taking something to assist them with sleeping, you might try making some lifestyle changes, like being more active during the day, watching what you eat. Also, making your bedroom a place where it's pleasant to go to sleep. I mean, I've walked in bedrooms where it looks like a control room, in an airplane, with all the stuff and the gadgets and the laptops and the clutter. And who could sleep like that?
Well, some people try to, and they don't realize what they're doing to themselves.
No, I think it's people not even realizing that that might be part of your sleeping problem. So try all of those other things first. And then if you're still not able to sleep, maybe then it's time to talk to your doctor. But lots of things you can do before you get to that point.
Yeah, everything is a sequence.
And I was going to say, and it certainly has been a challenge.
That's a big problem.
these past 18 months, with so many of us having to work from home, a lot of people unfortunately have had to use their bedroom as their offices.
As their office.
So,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That sanctuary, that peaceful place, it's been a struggle, to find that, but.
Absolutely. But what we got to remember is that sleep re-energizes the body heals during sleep, and we should be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Everything else that we have said beforehand, all three of us, I hope that our audience will take that into consideration and understand that if they make their adjustments, they will wind up sleeping better. And again, which is very, if you're having a problem, definitely talk to your doctor about it right away. Okay, and write notes down before you go see the doctor and say, I'm not sleeping. I wake up every morning at 2:30. I have to go to the bathroom. That could be also a symptom or a sign of something. Okay, and these are the things we have to pay attention to and write them down. And when you go see your doctor, bring them with you and talk to them about that and try to get some type of reason of what might be your problem and what you can do about it.
Vinny, I'm curious, what is your take on sleeping with your pet? Because we know lots of people do that.
That's an individual personal choice. But my opinion is that it can cause too many problems. Okay. First of all, if the pet is allowed into the bed, that's your choice. But what it's going to do is that you're going to be afraid to roll over, because you're going to roll over on Chihuahua and take it out. Okay. If it's a big dog, let's say a German Shepherd, it might move you out of the bed.
It might roll over on you. Yeah.
But the whole idea is that you're going to be concerned about that pet in the bed. You're never going to get into a deep sleep because there's something else in that bed beside you. So you're going to be aware of that, and you're not going to be able to roll over when you want to, because you may roll on a pet. Also, having that pet in that bed or next to the bed could be a problem when you have to get out of that bed. My strong suggestion is to have a place, but not that close to you when you're sleeping at night, for safety reasons and for sleep reasons.
Good point. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And
I'm guilty of it. I've done it. So
here's one more for you. And I spoke to this woman. She says, well, I never realized this. What happens is that there are a lot of birds that are nocturnal. Okay. And they'll be awake during the day, but they also stay awake during the night. And a lot of people who have birds in cages in their home, when you go to sleep at night, cover their cage. Okay. They'll go to sleep too, because it's dark. They won't be covered. If you don't cover their cage and you got a nightlight on somewhere and the bird is like in between the living room and the kitchen, and that light is on, that bird's going to be awake. That bird's going to be making noises, and that's going to be a distraction to you. So you have to remember things along those lines too when it comes to pets. Like, the bird, well, what's making the bird chirp? Well, cover the cage. It won't chirp. It will go to sleep like you. There are a lot of different things that cause a problem and stress us out during our sleep. And that's why we don't get good sleep about it. Too many lights on. Have a night light, but have it outside your bedroom, but have it shine enough where you can get up and walk out that door to get to the bathroom, and make sure that that's a straight path to the bathroom. Don't play, let's go around this chair, that couch, that table, and stuff like that. Try to have a nice straight path to the bathroom from your bedroom. Okay. Have a night light somewhere in between the middle that's bright enough, that's not directly on you, but will light it up for you when you get out of that bed if you have to go to the bathroom during the night. Okay. So it is 100 little things, but that's a good point, bringing it up about the pets, because they can be a very, very large distraction.
Well, you said there's 100 little things, but even 10 little things is a big thing. If you're not sleeping, I think what some people fail to do is just take a moment to kind of analyze the whole situation. What am I doing? What is my day like? What am I not doing? What is my bedroom like? And, they might be very quick to reach for a pill.
Oh, absolutely. It's too easy to open up that cap. Take that cap off and take that pill before you go into bed. You don't want to depend upon that. There are other things too. For instance, like snoring. The person themselves or the person that they sleep with, big snorers. You may want to elevate their head a little less. You may want to give them a straight pathway on that bed. Okay, because we mostly snore because if we elevate our head and it goes up too far, we're blocking the breathing apparatus in our throat and our nose. And then you'll start to snore, okay? Or, and this is unfortunate, people that are very overweight, all the fat buildup inside the throat and the nostrils and areas like that, that will cause snoring. Snoring takes you a good sleep pattern. You may want to have to lose a little bit of weight. You may want to get a little bit healthier in order to get that good sleep, which is also going to make you healthier. So you got to be aware of that too. And of course, if you have anybody that constantly snores or snorts, might have sleep apnea, you have to go see the doctor about that right away. Okay, because that's a very serious illness. You have to have that taken care of, and you have to be very protective of yourself with that.
And that you might not even realize it's you that are snoring. I guess that, you know, if you're sleeping with someone, they might be more likely to even realize that something is wrong. Yeah, to be aware. So there's a lot of things we can do to have a little more control over our night's sleep. And I think what hopefully you'll take away from this today is that before you see your doctor, before you reach for a pill, try all of these different ideas, or some of them. 1 or 2 changes in your life might be enough to give you a great night's sleep. And that will hopefully change your day. You'll wake up feeling refreshed, not, oh my God,
in a better mood.
I can't get out of bed.
It will just increase everything in a positive way for you.
Absolutely. And at this time in the world, we all need to be a little more positive.
And give them a try for a few days too. Don't just say it didn't work last night and give up on it. You have to establish that habit and that routine.
That's right. Remember, just like with your kids, you always wanted to have a bedtime routine. Well, have one for yourself, and you might find that it makes all the difference in the world. We can't overstate the importance of a good night's sleep, right?
Absolutely.
We're too old for these all-nighters now. Well, I certainly am.
No, all-nighters are not a good thing anymore.
Well, Vinny Smith, always a pleasure to have you as a guest. And we thank you for all of your good advice. And I hope our audience out there will take it to heart and improve their night's sleep, right?
Thank you very much for having me, and everybody be well and be happy.
Thank you, Vinny.
Remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone. Bye, Vinny. Bye, Mary Beth.
Bye, Andrea.
Bye now.